tell me a little bit more about the experience and how everything changed and you decided to come to Mexico.
So after a bit of research, I realized that Puebla and UPAEP were a lot more aligned with what I wanted out of my study abroad experience. Because you go to Spain, you take all your classes in Spanish, but realistically, you're always speaking English. People in Spain want to speak to you in English.
Cuando yo lo conocí a él en Notre Dame, recuerdo que hablaba muy raro el español. Cuando volvemos yo te dije, cuando ibas a venir a México, when you came to Mexico, back to Mexico, you are going to change. And how's your Spanish now? Give me a little taste.
Pues la primera vez que fui a un país hispanohablante fue en Chile y ahí fue la primera vez que logré un nivel de fluidez. Y todos, antes de que fui allá, todos me dijeron que el español de Chile es el más difícil del mundo y no vas a poder entender nada. Pero al contrario, me pareció más fácil que nada que había encontrado antes.
Not only like lifestyle changes, but also like what in home. Because you already shout out Patty, your host mom. This is an amazing program that is going to be a mom that is not going to be, I know it's not your mom, your blood mom, but it has become one of the parts of your life in Mexico, one of the parts of your food, of your clothing, of your daily basis style. How is this going to be with you all this time and how it's changed?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. It's amazing. It has changed me a lot. I think when I got here, Patty, Patty always says this when we talk at dinner or at breakfast or something, that we have to adapt to her, but she also has to adapt to us. And so there were some moments when we got here that things were a little tense. Traditions maybe a little bit more strict than I would have found at my household, like not putting my feet on the couch. That was never, for example, if I'm tired, up go my feet, and I'm relaxing at home because it's my house, right?
Of course.
I wasn't thinking about it as a little disrespectful of me, maybe. Put my feet up on her couch, and she climbs up the stairs. She says, "Por favor, no suben los pies." I was like, I'm sorry, Patty.
What up, guys? Welcome to Global Crew Podcast. Cambiemos un poquito de idioma. Chicos, bienvenidos. Hola, hello, halo, jambo, ni hao. Y ya no me sé más idiomas. Bienvenidos a su podcast Global Crew con una sección que vamos a inaugurar el día de hoy. Vamos a hacer especial que se llama De extranjeros a hermanos. El día de hoy va a ser increíble y un disclaimer rapidísimo. Todo lo que va a pasar en este podcast es increíblemente cultural. Así que si llegan a escuchar alguna palabra que en nuestra cultura mexicana nos llega a ofender, nos llega a hacer, ¡ay! Esto es académico. ¡Ay! No, hoy vamos a hablar de todo. Académico, experiencia. ¿Cómo es que yo conocí a este gran muchacho en Notre Dame, en mi intercambio? Y cómo a este muchacho lo conocí, no en mi intercambio, pero lo conocí aquí en México. Pero vamos a comenzar y vamos a estar cambiando de idiomas en inglés, español. Así que ustedes pueden, y es también para demostrar que en UPAEP hablamos 2 idiomas, que estamos preparados y que nuestros muchachos de Notre Dame también hablan muy buen español. So let's get started, guys. Okay. So I have to my left, the man, the legend, the leprechaun itself. Henry, your last name?
Shea.
Please introduce to the guys.
My name's Henry Shea. I'm currently a junior from the University of Notre Dame. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm studying finance.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm studying finance, English literature, and also, a bit of Spanish there on the side.
Show me a little bit of your skills, man.
¿En español?
En español, por favor.
Pues, ¿qué quieres que digo?
That's enough. Okay, let's go. To my right, we have Marshall, the singing man, the showman, the white boy. Well, my boy. So, Marshall.
Hey, my man, thank you so much. First of all, I just want to say, antes de nada, thank you so much for having me on the show. Henry and I are so happy to be here. Yeah, like you said, my name is Marshall Horton. I am a junior at the University of Notre Dame as well. I'm studying psychology, a little bit of Spanish as well. And as he said, I'm a singer. I'm in an a cappella group. If you guys have ever seen the movies Pitch Perfect, that's pretty much what I do. So thanks for having me.
He's one of those. He's going to sing later in the show, but we are going to understand
Warmed up.
a little bit of this story. So, Henry, we met at Notre Dame. We had the pleasure to meet at Notre Dame.
Sure did.
In an immigration class with Professora Tatiana Botero. Say hi.
Legend.
Legend.
Yeah, I had her too.
Man, legend.
Yes, sir.
How it felt to get to know a Mexican back in Notre Dame. A real one. Or 100% Mexican. 100%. I don't want anyone to get offended. I love everyone. But 100% Mexican in class. And how this friendship started.
Well, I still remember the first time I met you. We were in class, and I was kind of being a little antisocial and quiet in the back. You came in late, which is very Mexican of you.
Shit. I forgot what building it was at the time it was a class. So
you did.
yeah, but I did my entrance. You feel me?
Yeah, and so Ian came in. He sits down next to me, and he goes through his whole routine of cracking all of his fingers and all of his joints. He goes, shh, shh. And he's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Ian," and we just get to chatting, and the rest is history.
No. I'm gonna tell you a little facts. If some of the girls of those class, Gisela, Claire, Olivia,
Yes, sir.
and Joe, all my friends that I have in that class, it was amazing. But everyone thought I was the teacher's pet
Yeah.
You were.
because it was crazy, man.
You were.
I was not. Professora Diana Botero, when I got to Notre Dame, she offered me her home, her house for like 2
Really?
weeks because I was so excited. I wanted.
You're literally the teacher's pet.
I was the
Yeah, you
teacher's
lived
son.
there.
I was the
bad, you bro.
I was the teacher's son. I want to say that, but the thing is, we as Latin people, and now you know that we just want to hug people. We just want to say hi. We want to say how you doing, and mostly in the States where we don't have this, like, you feel me, this connection with people that I can say, hey, I love you, man. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like in an easy way, like in a normal way.
Yeah.
It's complicated. So when I got to the classroom, I get to with Professora Tatiana Botero, start hugging her, and everyone is staring at me like this. Like, who the hell is this guy?
You do it, Henry?
Yeah, hit it.
Quite.
The girls and him confess me later about this.
It's a little weird.
But what I wanna highlight about this experience is like when we met, you were trying to go to Toledo. That's what Toledo. Perdón, me pasé.
Toledo.
Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo in Spain, right?
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit more about the experience and how everything changed, and you decided to come to Mexico.
How you convinced me.
Of course.
So after my first year of university, I studied abroad for the summer in Santiago de Chile, and I had an amazing experience there. And so when it came to picking my semester study abroad program for my junior year, I didn't want to go back to Chile because I'd already experienced that. And the two other options were Toledo and Puebla. And I didn't know anything about Puebla, but I did know I wanted, like, who doesn't want to go to Spain to study abroad for a semester? Like,
Yeah.
Spain's a really
Oh,
cool
that's
place.
Well, I was the same way.
But
You were the same.
Yeah, well, I can talk about it after he.
Hey, keep going.
and so I made the mistake of telling that to Ian that I wanted to go to Toledo.
Yeah.
And so he took it upon himself, thank God, to tell me about Puebla and what I was going to miss out on if I didn't look into this opportunity. And so after a bit of research, I realized that Puebla and UPAEP were a lot more aligned with what I wanted out of my study abroad experience. Because you go to Spain, you take all your classes in Spanish, but realistically, you're always speaking English. People in Spain want to speak to you in English.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily live with a host family.
100%.
Whereas, and also, you're only taking classes with other study abroad students, so you're not really immersed in the culture as much. Whereas here, obviously, all my classes are in Spanish. I'm taking all my classes with like actual students from UPAEP,
Mhm.
and we live with a host family, a host mom. Shout out Patty.
Shout out, Patty.
I love that.
And it's been just like 100 times more culturally immersive than it would have been to go to Toledo, which I'm so thankful for, not only for the experience, but also for how much it's helped my Spanish.
Damn. This is crazy. I didn't knew that
Mhm.
you also wanted to
Yeah.
go to Toledo, but it's crazy because it was a coincidence. Man.
Mhm.
The moment he asked me, like, sell me the Mexican program, he was playing frisbee on South Quad. And he was like throwing in like, Ian, come here. And I was like, okay, what boy?
What's up?
Yes, sir. And he was like, hey, sell me the Mexican program. Sell me Mexico. And the only thing I said, I remember, I love that, this quote. When you go to Mexico, Mexico's not going to be like, you're not going to be part of Mexico. Mexico's going to be part of you. Whatever you go after your study abroad, after this experience, you're going to feel 100% Mexican. everyone's gonna be everyone that had an experience or a connection with Mexico is gonna recognize you. Is gonna feel you and make you part of the family.
Yeah.
You were expecting this when you were looking for all your ideas or your
Yeah.
passions.
I mean, when I was looking, I could never have expected what I was gonna find here. You know what I mean? And all the things that you just said, the connection, Mexico coming to be a part of you, would never have expected it. I know I mentioned just now that I wanted to go to Toledo, España, because just like Henry said, why not go to Spain, man? All your other friends are going to London, Dublin, Roma, like all these other cities you wanted to go have the European study abroad semester at them.
The Instagram post.
Exactly. Where we go to Morocco, we ride the camel.
Yeah, I got all the Instagram posts I needed out of Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. We go to Roma, we go to Amalfi Coast, we drink the wine, we take a cute picture, we get likes on Instagram, like, you know what I mean? Like the models.
Of course.
Sure, that's an allure. I get it. And I have a lot of friends that went there and had a good time. I wanted to better my Spanish. Toledo, España was my first choice, and I was rejected. I didn't get it. And I know we were talking before this. God has a plan, man. God has a way of working things out. Just things happen.
My man.
And
Preach, brother, preach.
And I remember vividly, I was sitting in my bedroom, and I'd had a whole list of things go wrong for me. Not like big things. I'm not trying to complain that my life had been horrible to this point. But I just had a few like job offers, a couple things in school that just hadn't worked out, bad grades, and a really long list when I'd gotten my study abroad decision back, and I didn't get into Spain as well. And I was sitting there, and I was like, man, like, isn't that just fitting? But I did say to my mom when she came down and noticed I was upset, I said, man, everything does work out. I think I'm meant to be there. I said it, and I'll never forget it. And the experience I had, was, I have to imagine, way better than it would have been in España. Way better.
That's just that.
Yeah.
The parents. You don't have an idea how many ND students come with that thing about, we had this friend in our class. I forgot right now her name. I'm sorry. But she told me she was planning to come to Puebla. And their parents, typical Fox News.
Sure.
And stuff. But all this misinformation, like literally make a barrier of this wonderful experience that she could be living and she could be getting from Mexico. But we stopped emotional right now because I'm going to cry. Okay?
I gotta save that
but
for
talking
later.
about Mexico. I'm talking about Mexico part. What does this things like make you change? Like when you came over here, well, what were you planning? You saw some TikTok about how Mexicans live, how Mexicans' customs are, whatever. Who want to tell me about this?
Well, I think it's impossible not to have, like, in the U.S. there's I'm forgetting the right expression in English, but it's like an echo chamber of like information about Mexico, and it's all the negative things you hear about how violent it is, how just unsafe in general it is, and so you arrive and like you're kind of nervous, you don't know what to expect. And before I got to Puebla last summer, I was in Mexico City for 7 weeks working at the American Chamber of Commerce. So I had a whole summer in Mexico City as like a preview to Puebla. And I kind of worked out some of those kinks and learned that, it's not actually as frightening as the news makes it out to be. And I think obviously Mexico is a dangerous country in a lot of ways, but like to apply that image to the entire country is super unfair when a place like Puebla is awesome and like relatively very safe. And I have not felt, in all the time that I've spent in Mexico so far, I haven't felt unsafe once. So
Same for me. I haven't felt unsafe at all. I think, I know you're asking a little bit about the changes that I've experienced since coming here. I don't know if I'm going to talk about
there's those scooters out here.
the scooters.
there's no scooters, you mean? Or
Like, well, in Mexico City, you can rent those.
But no, back at school, they took those away.
Man, the last
They took those
semester,
away.
the semester I went over there, it was the last one.
yeah.
No, because they
man.
lit on fire. Okay, so long story short, guys, for those at home, scooters explode back at Notre Dame. So don't ever come visit us. Or if you do not get close to those scooters. Safety radius.
It was
They're
crazy.
dangerous.
It was crazy, guys, because I
Burn
was
down the business school.
because when I was over there, one of them exploded in Mendoza. Mendoza. By the way, I'm a Mendoza. I love you all, Mendoza.
Shout out Membrosa?
So Mendoza,
Not Membrosa.
I'm not either.
but I am. So
I mean, technically I am.
get away from me. But this is the crazy part. Not only like lifestyle changes, but also like what in home. Because
Yeah.
you already shout out Patty. your host mom. This is an amazing program that is going to be a mom that is not going to be, I know it's not your mom, your blood mom, but it has become one of the parts of your life in Mexico, one of the parts of your food, of your clothing, of your daily basis style. How is this going to be with you all this time, and how it changed?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. It's amazing. It has changed me a lot. I think when I got here, Patty, Patty always says this when we talk at dinner or at breakfast or something, that we have to adapt to her, but she also has to adapt to us. And so there were some moments when we got here that things were a little tense. Traditions maybe a little bit more strict than I would have found at my household, like not putting my feet on the couch. That was never, for example, if I'm tired, up go my feet, and I'm relaxing at home because it's my house, right?
Of course.
I wasn't thinking about it. It was a little disrespectful of me, maybe, put my feet up on her couch, and she climbs up the stairs. She says, "Por favor, no suben los pies." I was like, I'm sorry, Patty. I'm sorry. And so just things like that. But there was a weekend that it switched. I met Patty. Patty is a woman who's a little more farther on in her years. She's not old, but she's an older woman. She has some kids who are about 40, 30 years old, and they came to visit. And after I'd gotten to talk with Patty Jr., Marvin, Miguel, Jose, Amarin, just there was this switch. I saw Patty less as just this woman who was kind of like getting on my nerves about all these rules that we had.
Yeah, sure.
The fact that we have a curfew and that we can't stay out past 11 on Thursday, stuff like that. Like that just, you don't, as a 20, 21-year-old, you don't experience too much. But I saw her as like a mom more and more after her children came to visit. And it was just really, it was this big switch. We started laughing more. She started smiling more. She started making jokes about Las Chicas, which maybe we'll get to that subject in it. Maybe we're going to postpone that one. I'll just going.
It's okay.
Come on. And so anyway, we bonded a lot, but I'll never forget having to adapt to people, having to adapt to a host mom while also missing my family and kind of sucking it up mentally. Like, this is where you're going to be for the next 5 months. And so you're going to have to learn to live with this person. And we did.
But it was not hard at all.
It wasn't hard.
It was complicated at the beginning, like clashing all this.
It was it was the classic symptoms of like what they call cultural shock. Like it was difficult mentally. It was draining sometimes, but it wasn't hard. I would describe it more as maybe in the way that like a bench press rep is hard. It's rewarding. It throws you.
That's the key word.
It's hard because you got to exert some energy to do it, but it's beneficial. And I loved it.
Was the same for you, man?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly the same, but and I think it just contributes so much to your, obviously, but it contributes so much to your immersion, and she holds us accountable for being immersed every day. Yeah. It's like if we're speaking English in the kitchen, she yells at us and she gets upset, or she'll like make us feel guilty by her trying to speak English, which bless her heart, her English is not very good.
It's so bad.
And so it makes us feel bad that she's trying to like adapt to us, not the other way around. And also, she's just to be honest, her Spanish, she speaks faster and with more slang than anyone else I've met in Mexico. And
the
so
hardest person
to be living with her
really
has helped both of our Spanishes tremendously, because you're always have to be tuned in to actually understand what she's saying.
Talking about that,
yeah.
How has your Mexican language changed? Because I know, I'm sorry, Chilean people, but your accent sucked when you went to Chile. Because I know, y lo voy a decir en español, a nuestros hermanos chilenos, que tengo un primo y tengo familia en Chile, hablan muy rápido. Hasta los latinos decimos que hablan sumamente complicado. Entonces, cuando yo lo conocí a él en Notre Dame, recuerdo que hablaba muy raro el español, pero un poquito con este acento chileno, tú sabes. Pero cuando volvemos yo te dije, cuando ibas a venir a México, when you came to Mexico, back to Mexico, you are going to change. And how's your Spanish now? Give me a little taste, man.
Pues la primera vez que fui a un país hispanohablante fue en Chile, y ahí fue la primera vez que logré un nivel de fluidez. Y todos, antes de que fui allá, todos me dijeron que el español de Chile es el más difícil del mundo y no vas a poder entender nada. Pero al contrario, me pareció más fácil que nada que había encontrado antes. Y no sé, pienso que aún hoy en día mi cerebro está más acostumbrado al español de Chile, Y por eso, tal vez yo sonaba un poco raro cuando nos conocimos, pero y la verdad es que me costaba mucho
Viajar.
cuando vine a México el verano pasado, a la Ciudad de México,
Ajá.
me costaba muchísimo reaprender todo y toda la jerga y el coloquialismos de México. Por ejemplo, una vez yo estaba en un antro y una chica me dijo, ¡qué padre! Like, ¿qué podría significar qué padre?
Are you in your English? What,
Yeah.
daddy?
¿Me estás llamando daddy? Así
I thought
que
it was papito.
Le encantó.
Así que hay 1000 cosas así que he tenido que aprender sobre México. Pero sí,
Ha sido divertido.
se me olvidó la
Sí.
pregunta original.
No importa, hablaste justo de lo que queríamos.
Ok.
¿Qué cosas entonces a ti también, Marshall? Antes de que empezáramos a grabar, ustedes no lo saben, pero empezamos a tener esta pequeña plática que tengo antes con los invitados para que como que entremos en calor y me dijo, sí, obvio, o sea, Ian, y yo, wow, this is not only Mexican, this is poblano 100%. So, what's your slang, like your vocabulary extends?
Sí, voy a contribuir un poco en español, supongo. También.
I love that
Gracias.
tone. I love that tone. I love
Muchas gracias, papi. Padre, perdón. Víctor Padre.
Pero,
Pero sí, nunca voy a olvidar eso. Los primeros días que cuando llegamos aquí, Henry tiene un nivel de español bastante bien. Y yo estoy sentándome allá en la cocina con Patty y Patty está. I mean,
you mean singing or?
no, she's just speaking.
Okay.
She's just rattling off, like hablando palabras por segundo, algo así.
Cuando empezamos a hablar así de manera rápida que tú no puedes entender.
Y ahora
¿no?
puedo entenderte. Pero cuando
Exacto.
llegué, y especialmente con Patty, como dijo Henry, like, el paso de su habla, ¿no? Estaba increíble. Y también no tuve ese nivel de español para nada. Tuve 4 años en español de la escuela de los Estados Unidos, lo cual no es
El mejor.
el mejor
Escenario. Claro.
escenario para aprender. Entonces no he escuchado a una persona realmente hablando español en una situación real. Entonces yo estaba sentándome así. Like yes, no, nodding, shaking my head, nothing else. And Henry, thank God, was there to translate because I had no idea what was going on. But as I spend more time in Mexico, pasando mucho tiempo con mis amigos franceses, shout out Manu y Antoine, mis hermanos y Paco. Like, he aprendido muchísimo de la jerga de los coloquiales. ¿Cómo se dice?
De las palabras coloquiales.
Gracias, padre.
No puedo hacer coloquialismos.
De los coloquialismos, de los modismos.
Esa me encanta. Órale, ándale, dale, pues, vamos, siempre.
I'm going to say this in English. It's crazy when American people come and they notice how we treat between men. Say, ¿qué onda, papi? ¿Qué pasó, mi rey?
Hacemos lo mismo por allá.
But saying papi for you,
It's not just the way, I just gotta pause. It's not just the way that he says, ¿qué onda, papi? It's the way he looks me up and down. And he smiles and
I'm looking at you.
I get red. I'm getting red right now just thinking about it.
I sometimes look at them and I'm like, why?
Okay, here's a little something. Anytime I'm like standing outside around La Esplanda, justo aquí, I'm just like looking at my phone or something and I hear a whistle and anytime I hear a whistle out there, it's always Ian. And I just like scan the balconies and he's always somewhere looking at me.
Of course, the little child are looking for the dad. Right? they know the signals.
You can paint it in whatever way you want. It's weird, guys. It's weird.
But yeah, it was not only the words. It's everything that has been changing, man.
I think.
And the first time, I was not with you the first day you arrived here. I was with Henry when he was come to visit Puebla, and we grab a big semita and a big bite. I show him the Catedral. I show him Puebla in a little park because he was like living the next day. But also, I met your parents, man, and I think they have a great time. I thought
my parents had a fantastic time.
Yep.
What we were talking about earlier about like the narrative that you get about Mexico. They were a little bit nervous to come, I think, but then when they visited, they saw how awesome it was and how relatively safe it was, and I think they felt pretty safe. And so they came back a second time, and then they proceeded to like go on an hour-long walk across the city from El Centro to Angelopolis to go to the grocery
You
store.
walk all the time?
Yeah, and I was like, all righty, like,
That was like hardcore, man.
It's high.
yeah, like crossing freeways and stuff, and I'm like, what?
I think they're more Mexican than me.
Yeah,
So,
for real, I'm not walking.
but all these things, like the time and everything, all this, we can also notice a little detail that we haven't touched right now.
okay.
The food. And I don't want to talk about like this guy having a Mexican experience last week.
Yeah, man.
If you can see all this skinny guy, beautiful
It's
white
not all
boy,
skinny, guys.
he was all muscle when he came over here.
I'm still on muscle. 175. One chocolate, just how you like it.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó con la comida? Platícanos.
Ok. Well, hace un mes tuvimos una experiencia un poco...
Culinaria.
Yeah. Enriching culinary experience.
Force.
Henry and I got a little bit sick. And, you know, we were talking about this before. I am getting over a stomach infection right now. And that is okay. That is just okay. When I got here, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't going through it stomach-wise for the first month or so.
Todos los días.
Yeah. Hey, Henry, all right, are you done in the bathroom soon? Because I got to get in there, right? Like, stuff like that. You already know. But that's just part of it, man. We talked before. That's not necessarily a problem. That's just how it goes. That's how adapting to the new comida, like gastronomia. That's how it goes. I put myself out there. I tried. I've liked everything that I put down for the most part, but sometimes it just doesn't like you back.
Or you don't like how it makes you feel.
You don't like how it makes you feel later.
Hey, I have to get in here.
Becomes a metaphor for life.
Hey, when I went to the States, man, and everything it's processed food, you feel me? It's all chemicals and stuff. I also suffered 3 months, man.
100%.
3 months. So it's part of the experience also. I know you guys are going to suffer because this is not the first time you arrive. You don't feel like in home.
Yeah.
We try to make you feel, but it's not always that kind of experience. When you have this complicated situations with your health, with your body, with the way I sleep, with the weather, with everything changes, and you have only to be ready and adapt and go forward.
Yeah.
Like, do not stop. I had a friend, shout out, I love you, Jack Kelly. He also got food poison.
Yeah.
Even his mom and dad came to look at him in the hospital.
Here in Puebla.
But I don't know if you heard about the luchas, right? On the semitas.
Yeah.
Those are just for Mexican. I want to say that because it's a hardcore food.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a street food. I'm not going to say like it's poison or something, but it's a hardcore
Yeah, it's hardcore.
for ingredients and stuff. But what I'm
Hardcore in the sense that I might die if I eat it.
you might, because it's a change of your body. Your body's not used to all that.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is like he never stopped eating after that.
Wow.
He loved all the food, the mayas, the tacos, barbacoa, comida corrida, etc., etc. He loved, and he literally immersed, and he was a great example for me. Like, never be afraid even if I got poisoned, even if I have a bad experience sleeping, even if I have a bad experience with weather.
Yeah.
Never be afraid to explore.
Yeah.
Well, you have a comment to that.
Yeah. I would say I would do exactly the same thing he did. It's tough. I admire him for it. I think I would try to do exactly the same thing. I leave on Wednesday. I'm sorry, Mexico. It's my time to leave.
Don't say it's Monday.
Today is Monday, recording this on the lunes.
Stop. I want to
So
get to the end.
Yeah, well, we can postpone the date. It's not important. But the point being that I'm leaving soon, so I'm still recovering, eating more just like foods that I might encounter back home just to help my stomach out. But dude, I mean, I don't think it slowed us down when we got food poisoning that one time. I mean, it was a big knock for one night.
Yeah, we
We didn't go back to that restaurant, maybe. But yeah, we kept at it. You know what I mean? And had I been here for another 3 months, I 100% would have kept at it. You know, it might, and because, like you said, it's just part of the process. And like I want to just repeat, I liked how it tasted. I just did. I just didn't like how it tasted the other way.
It's so good. I need another bite.
Yeah, it's just, too many bites, and then
it tastes good going in, not coming out.
But man, this is crazy because it's not only with food. It's always also with money. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. This is great, guys. So, if you're from UPAEP, y si tú eres de UPAEP, conoces los tacos de michiote que venden aquí muy cerca, que están bastante buenos. Y yo quería mostrarles otro tipo de taco. Ya conocen el taco de asada, ya conocen el taco de pastor, entre otras cosas, ¿no? Pero yo quería mostrarles algo diferente, que también los tacos como tipo de guisos o guisar la carne de otra manera nos puede dar otros sabores más ricos. So I took this guy for another different type of tacos that we call michiote. And it was really, it was a big difference of money. When you eat or have some tacos in back in the States, it's like $15, 3 tacos.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I did that in Notre Dame. They charged me $15, but it was amazing because I was really far away from home. But when you're here, how much we ate that day?
All right, so let me I'll tell this story.
Tell the story.
So we each had like 3 tacos and a little semita, and all of that food per person.
And a soda.
Yeah. All of that together per person was 75 pesos. And so together it was 150 pesos. And for 2 people to eat, which for us, that's like insane. That's $750
for all that.
For that much food.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that day I was, the roles reversed a little bit. I got to be this guy's sugar daddy, and I bought us lunch. And so I had a 200 peso note.
He got that way.
I had a 200 peso note, and I gave it to cover the 150 peso meal. And I told the guy, I was like, you can keep the rest
Because
as a tip.
right.
Because to me, it's like a $2, $2.50 tip.
What do you
like,
do?
That's not crazy. That's like a pretty normal amount for a tip, regardless of how much the entire meal cost.
Yep.
And so, but the guy looked at me, he's like, okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, like it's not a big deal.
50
And I'm not some kind of high roller, but I'm just like, this is just an example of how I'm more accustomed to like American prices, and how to tip someone $2 would be like totally normal.
Right.
Hey, by the way, I'm not cheap.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm cheap, okay?
You aren't cheap.
What I'm saying is like Mexican culture is different. You always have to have like some money back, because there's stuff that you can get for less money.
Yeah.
Real good. And you can get that. But we are always thinking to the future. And I notice in American culture, you guys are always thinking like, live the moment.
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
What can I get right now?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if I do this today.
Or maybe I was just being generous.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you're generous. That's another thing. I'm sorry. This is a signal that we're going to keep going because this is great.
Okay. Awesome.
So, yeah, this is our different cultures with money, with lifestyle, with food. What else, guys, you think is like important to say? I think personally that it's also how can I bring my personality into my study abroad? Because you're in a cappella group,
Mhm.
and you were in the water polo, that you now are treasure man. How do you say that?
Well, I'm currently the treasurer of the ski and snowboard club at Notre Dame, but I also play water polo.
But now here in Mexico, you cannot do that because we're not that rich with a water polo group. But what you bring to your personality, like back in the States, you have an activity, you have a hobby, and you want to bring it back home,
Mhm.
back here in Mexico. How you transform, how you evolve that, and how UPAEP give you that chance?
Well, so I played water polo since I got to Notre Dame, but despite that, the reality is I'm not much of like a team sports guy, because prior to coming to Notre Dame, prior to university, I had been a swimmer my entire life, which is more of an individual sport, obviously. And I'm also a lifelong avid skier, snow skier, and that's also a very like individual thing. And so, at Notre Dame, I'm currently the vice president of the ski and snowboard club, which is my favorite community at Notre Dame, because it's just full of like-minded people, such as myself, who love being outdoors, love the mountains, love winter, love skiing. And here at UPAEP, like very early on, our first couple weeks here, I caught wind of Reto Cumbre, and which is Club de Senderismo. And they do really cool day trips to a variety of mountains around Puebla. And so I went on their trip to Nevado de Toluca, and that was an incredible experience, because I was once again surrounded by so many awesome people who, love being outdoors, love nature, love exploring the beauty of, this country. And that was my first opportunity to meet people outside of like the international community bubble and global crew. and I was with all these people who I would have never met otherwise, and it was just an awesome experience of immersion, not only for that reason, but also because like I was Nevado de Toluca, there was snow everywhere, which when most people think of Mexico, they do not think of snow, but this place was covered in snow and it was awesome. Not to mention, that was the first day of my life where I didn't speak a single word of English all day,
Right.
which was awesome. It was an
Because
awesome.
you need it.
Yeah, I mean, some of those people spoke English, but like, they're not going to accommodate me, or they probably would have if I'd asked. But I wanted to speak Spanish with them,
And it's not
and
easy.
so yeah, and so by the end of the day, my brain was mush, but it was an incredible experience of immersion in like several different ways, and I'm just super grateful that I found that group and that experience to kind of augment my whole UPAEP experience.
Yeah.
Oh, you a Capella group?
Hey man, dude. Yeah, so I am in an acapella group. Obviously, we
Padre.
commented on that.
Daddy.
Está super padre. It's amazing, and I will say, like, going up there when I joined, going up on a stage with 10 other people in front of a few hundred people, like, it is terrifying, and you have to kind of fake it till you make it, because that takes a lot of confidence or supposed confidence. Like, you have to look like you're confident on stage, a little bit of composure, class, a little suave, a little smoothness to you, right? And I'm not saying that's how I act 100% of the time here in Mexico, like I'm on a stage, but I think when
I
you're...
beg to differ.
All right, this guy, huh? This guy, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. No, but I think you have to be confident. You have to be exciting. You have to take interest in other people. You have to be upbeat when you come to a new place, and you have to make a bunch of different friends, and you get to make 100 different
While speaking your second language.
while speaking your second language. In fact, sometimes the only thing you can do in the second language is act funny, because sometimes I messed up the conjugation. I had no idea what I was talking about. I had no idea what they were talking about. But guess what? I was acting super silly. I was acting super funny, and people liked it. And so I think, well, I hope, I hope. And then, but that's one way that I think it transferred. Yeah, go ahead.
I know, man. The thing is, like, it's hardcore. Esto que estoy haciendo, que es cambiando de idiomas and then coming back to English, y luego regresar a español, and then coming back to English and start a different conversation. My mind is like, well, you feel me? So when I was in Notre Dame, I remember my roommate. I love you, Matthew. Shout out to you, man. It was like this late of night, like 12 p.m., 12 p.m.
Yeah.
And I was trying to speak in English, and I can't, man. Like, I was done, and I was like, I need to speak in Spanish right now.
Yeah.
So I was confusing him, and I remember he doesn't speak any word in Spanish.
No.
At least an hola he can do.
Okay.
But besides that, it's crazy that I cannot establish a conversation. And you guys, you're a group. You guys are together.
Yeah.
And it's complicated to be by yourself and only from your own university.
Yeah.
But it's great, that thing that you have in your program, and you accomplish it. You guys like literally fill in the role, like you say, you have to fake it so you make it.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna get to this quick part that you have to risk for the biscuit, man. How is to date a Mexican girl? I don't want names because we don't know what could happen, and I don't want to burn anyone from here. How is to date a Mexican girl, man?
Henry, you want to start us off?
Well, the biggest difference is that they actually like me. No, but like, it's actually so interesting.
Because you're white.
Well, yeah. So like,
Because you have visa.
at Notre Dame, I don't have a visa.
No, you're gonna give it.
Yeah.
Because he's charming and wonderful.
Exactly.
No, but the thing is, at Notre Dame, Marshall and I, we're some good-looking chaps. Like, not to run the risk of tooting our own horn. We're good-looking chaps, but at Notre Dame's full of guys just like us. Lots of generic-looking white dudes, tall.
Short.
Like, I'm like short at Notre Dame. Here, I'm pretty tall generally. But anyways, girls at Notre Dame, like, they just aren't quite as interested generally because we don't stand out at all. But when we come here,
shout out to all of you girls.
We stand out a little bit more here at UPAEP, and also being like foreign is appealing to a lot of girls, I guess. And so the biggest difference is that you just get a lot more attention, which was definitely a big adjustment. I'd already experienced it when I was in Chile and then also last summer, but I wouldn't lie. It's really nice to get that sort of attention.
It's really nice.
Because here's the golden ticket right now.
It's really nice.
And but anyways, like, you know, I love Mexican girls. I've had some nice dates and gone out with a few girls, and it's been wonderful. The one thing that I do not like, which hopefully I can say some negatives, is Mexican girls over text are not very good, in my opinion. At least consider my standards.
I can second that.
I personally don't understand the need to, every single time you start a conversation, I don't understand the need to say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Like, you can just start a conversation without introducing yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand it, but that's just a difference.
Really? Nice to meet you guys. When I was in Notre Dame, everyone's like, hey, nice to meet you.
No, but we're talking about on the phone.
That's like if you're chatting with a girl consistently, and every time she texts you, she leads with ¿Cómo estás? You're like, I'm good. Like, we don't need to, like, we can drop the small talk at the beginning.
Okay, I understand that, man. But we are in a party. I had this party in Legends. Shout out to Notre Dame again. And there was like a big group of people, and they were chatting about like what are going to be their goals in their career and stuff. And they were like, hey, nice to meet you. Between girls that want to have like, try to get a relationship with someone or try to have a connection different, like, and everyone is so formal and, hey, nice to meet you. When in Mexico, now you notice it's a little different.
You kiss, right?
Exactly. Chick kiss.
That
Chick.
threw me off.
How was it?
I thought I was getting a kiss first 10 seconds in Mexico, man. They were like, I was like, whoa.
Oh, you want to be my girlfriend?
I was like, I got a girlfriend already, man. No, but I want to second what Henry said. You guys have been awesome. Thanks. Shout out Mexican girls.
You should say something about stickers.
I was just, thank God you said that. I was just going to comment on this.
Bring it up.
It's my pet peeve. And if it's your thing, don't stop. I don't want you to stop being you, honey. Look at me. Don't stop being me. But I hate the stickers so much. I hate the stickers. Like, I'm like, I hate it so much. I'm trying to collect myself. I'll be like, haha, like, that's really funny. And then I'll answer back with like Patrick the Star, like running into a wall and like flattening himself and smiling up at the ceiling and like showing butterflies and stars. And I'm like, not only do I have no idea why that was sent there, it's just like, I don't know. It's the same stick. They send the same sticker every time.
We are a meme culture.
A list of stickers. But new sticker, please. I don't want to see Patrick the Star hit his head. I'd swipe out and be like, oh my God, Patrick the Star, here he comes again. And it's just like, man, like I've never that's not true. I started sending one sticker. I sent one sticker once, and it's Mike Wazowski, and he's just standing there like this.
Like the one.
That's all it is.
I love that one.
You know that one?
I love that one.
That's my favorite one. That's one exception. But man, you guys gotta. It's because you all use WhatsApp. Just use iMessage, man.
So, wait. You guys have the emoji thing also.
Emojis.
No.
So many of them.
You know the emoji that little
tracks your face.
like the one like have cute eyes.
Yeah,
About to cry.
Yeah.
When I asked some of my friends, shout out to Melody Padilla. When I saw she told me about like when the guy sends that type of sticker, that's a red flag. I was like, what?
Wait, which is the sticker?
You know the sticker that have like a cute eyes about to cry.
Yeah.
They say that's corny.
Nah, they're just in touch with their emotions. That's a green flag.
But girls
That's a
that
green
came
flag.
here from Notre Dame, and shout out to all those groups that told me this, like think like that's a red flag in men because that looks weak. That makes us weak. So you guys also have a thing for the emojis because every emoji have like 3 different emotions.
Yeah,
and
true.
3 different expressions.
I'm a big fan of the crying emoji, the tears falling down the face emoji to show that I'm laughing, but my mom thinks I'm crying.
That's where we're different, because for me, if I'm laughing, if I think something is funny, I use the skull emoji because say I'm dead, that kills me.
Yeah, I'm dead.
And I think that's way better.
Because it's complicated. I cannot translate also you gotta risk it for the biscuit, que es tú tienes que arriesgarlo por el biscuit o por el pan.
Por el pan.
Por el pan.
El pan.
La
Pero-
concha.
La concha.
Pero tenemos otro tipo de frases, ¿saben? Y se las han aprendido y ha sido maravilloso, la verdad, todo este tipo de cosas. Pero, chicos, este ha sido uno de los episodios más difíciles para mí de grabar. Más difíciles porque en teoría esta es la despedida de mis muchachos. Ustedes cuando vean este podcast, este episodio que va a ser uno de mis favoritos que voy a llevar en el alma, porque Marshall está a punto de irse de Puebla, literal a unos días de lo que estamos grabando este podcast. y Henry a un día más después de que se vaya Marshall.
Exacto.
Y la verdad, yo quiero hablar un poco personalmente de esto y lo voy a decir un poco en español. Ellos han sido grandes amigos, un amigo que me ha visitado literalmente aquí en Puebla, que ha venido, regresado y regresado para tener su intercambio y fue algo hermoso porque finalmente de eso se trata. Estudiantes mexicanos, cada vez que vayamos al extranjero, no solamente representar a nuestro país y decir, ven porque quiero tener la fiesta, ven porque te voy a invitar a mi casa, a que tomemos, a que hagamos. No, ven porque también quiero que estudies conmigo, quiero que vivas conmigo experiencias y cosas como ahorita tenemos millones de historias. También vivimos el encuentro que fue este rally hermoso que tuvimos, donde literal nos la pasamos increíble. Ahí va a haber videos en YouTube que vamos a estar pasando. Pues chicos, la verdad va a ser este podcast para mí va a ser muy especial porque literalmente esta es la despedida, no solamente de ellos que vuelven a casa, van a volver a Notre Dame, a Golden Dome, wherever. I have a lot of friends and I love every single one of you guys. Also the guys that came to Puebla. It was a pleasure to have you here. But I'm going to say this in English and later real quick in Spanish. Shout out to Jack Kelly and shout out to Johan, to Kevin Prata, to Maria, to Michaela. It was the first group of Notre Dame that came here, and I literally host. And it was it was when Global Crew was founded, and when I meet them, I get the chance to get them to know them. They held me when I went to Notre Dame. Jack Kelly is one of the best friends I have in my life, and also you guys. But he literally, because of him, I treat every single ND student like he's part of my family. Y esto es un consejo para ustedes, chicos, estudiantes que van de intercambio. Cada vez que tengan la oportunidad de viajar al extranjero y regresar de su universidad, inviten alumnos. No solamente, les repito, a la fiesta, a mi casa, a tomar, a ir para acá, a ir para allá, sino que también, qué experiencia mejor que estudiar, que verlos en el aula, tal vez no en la misma clase, pero verlos en el campus, salir, compartir cosas más personales, culturales y complicadas de vivir, que no se pueden vivir en un ámbito que es fiesta, en un ámbito que es un viaje, en un ámbito, sino que este viaje de 6 meses que hemos vivido y ha sido maravilloso, lo voy a atesorar para toda mi vida. All the ND students that I love from all the groups, Eamon, Gisela, Joe, Emily, Jocelyn, who else? Luca, who else? Give me names.
Yeah, you got Eamon.
I got Eamon.
Okay.
I got you.
Declan.
Declan. Katie Munchnick, Melody.
Yeah.
I know I'm missing a lot of names, but all of you guys, I miss you. I love you. And I don't know, guys, do you have any last advice for all the ND, for all your experience and a reflection about this style?
Yeah.
That we started as foreigners, and now we are best friends for lives and brothers.
Yeah.
Brothers.
Quiero decir que realmente él me trata como si fuera yo una parte de su familia. Es la verdad. Entonces, muchas gracias, mil gracias a ti, mi hermano, mi amor, mi papi, por eso. Y también creo que mis consejos son, estará bien, pero no se va a ver exactamente como piensas que va a verse. Entonces, voy a repetir en inglés para que ustedes entiendan.
There's no doubt.
No doubt. But it's going to be okay, whatever it is, whatever you're worried about. It's going to be okay, but it's not going to look exactly how you think it's going to look. Things are going to change. You're going to go through trials, tribulations, tests, obstacles. But things just come out okay. As I want to repeat what I said, God has a plan. Someone's got a plan for where you're going, for what you're doing. And you know how many times I sat in my bed and 47 Sur, 4908, Estrellas del Sur, Puebla, Puebla de Zaragoza,
What's how we with the directions, man? This is public.
Oh, shoot. Hey, that's where Patty lives. You can go there. Just leave that whole thing out.
Okay.
I sat in my bed in my house and I thought, man, I don't know how I'm going to do this today, man. I had a presentation exam. I knew I had to speak a lot of Spanish. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But it ended up okay. It was always okay. So for you guys sitting at home, wherever you're watching this, whatever it is, it's going to be okay, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different than what you think it is.
Henry, my leprechaun.
I also want to give mil gracias, Ian. No. So Ian obviously, like, I met him and he convinced me to come have one of the greatest experiences of my life, which I'm eternally grateful for. But also, this guy has just been the most spectacular representative of Mexico. Like Marshall said, treats you like family, treats you like a brother from day one, and he doesn't ask for anything in return. He's just the most generous person I've ever met, and I truly couldn't thank him more. And also, it's like everyone else who kind of follows in his lead, and everyone's been so welcoming, and it's made this experience just 1,000 times more enriching than I could have possibly imagined.
Yeah.
And this is a great part of it. This is a chain. This is not a stop here, man. When you have the chance, and when you're in Notre Dame, please, every Mexican that goes over there from UPAEP part of the world, just try, because you know how now it feels to be by yourself. This guy's gonna be by himself, representing everything that you know right now, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
Well,
because you guys, I'm sorry, man, but you guys are a beast studying. Academically speaking, you guys are beast, and everyone in Notre Dame have an amazing curriculum, an amazing academic history, and thank you, man. I feel so blessed. Thank God.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you.
But also, there's all this experience that we never had a chance. I would love to go in a scenario and sing with you, man.
Yeah.
I would love to try to water polo with you, man, or something else. We don't have all the time of the world, but I know this is friendship, this brotherhood. It's not going to stop over here.
Yeah,
it's going to go all the way from the time. I don't know, guys. If you, I feel so blessed right now.
Yeah, I mean, I should say that everything that Ian's done inspired me. I recently applied to and was accepted to like peer mentorship program at Notre Dame, which is essentially the equivalent of Global Crew. So hopefully I'll have the opportunity to be there for a lot of visiting international students, hopefully some students from Mexico, in the same way that Ian's been there for us.
Yeah, I want to say too, I mean, on that kind of note, thanks to Ian as well, I just received word from some people back in Notre Dame. We're going to be trying, not just me, but through Lisette Monterroso and Pablo, shout out Pablo. UPAEP and Notre Dame are trying to establish a psychology connection here for students to come do research from Notre Dame in Puebla in Mexico. So I'm going to be a part of that team a little bit, working with professors, talking to professors, what I've learned here, what you have showed me here, what the UPAEP family has showed me here. So this isn't, fortunately, this is not even close to the end for UPAEP and Notre Dame connections, for our connection here, for my connection, for these three people to get together soon one day. So, brother, what you have showed us has inspired grand connections in our lives and the lives of UPAEP and Notre Dame as well. So thank you so much, dude.
Chicos, esto es Global Crew. Esto es lo que pasa cuando realmente haces las cosas por amor, haces las cosas porque quieres que los demás nos vean o te vean como un individuo, no que eres tú. No. Tal vez yo no me siento digno también de todo lo que me están diciendo. Los quiero muchísimo, chicos.
No, es cierto.
Pero también es representar al país, es representar, invitar, porque hay cosas bellas. Ahora lo saben. Ahora su trabajo nada más es mostrarlo al mundo. Y yo sí me quiero despedir con esa canción. You give me a beatbox. Give me a beat, man. Because we'll lose control of what, man?
Yeah, you have to do a slow beat, Henry.
Slow beat.
Okay.
Give me some.
Something's got a hold of me lately. No, I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Oh, out of my mind. How many times will I see you? I'm no good at being alone. Bebop, go. Taking it so lonely, trying to be stupid. There is asking on my bones. Don't you know I lose control when you're not next to me? When you're not next to me, I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? Man, chicos, esto es Global Crew.
I'm not a drop of musical ability in my body.
Oh, man.
Chicos, esto es Global Crew. Esto es México. Ellos son mis hermanos ahora de por vida. Los amo, los quiero. Recuerden que nos van a poder estar escuchando en las plataformas de YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts y Amazon Music. Rapidísimo en inglés. Guys, this is Mexico. This is Global Crew.
Yeah.
These two big fellas right here are my brothers right now. We're for life. I love them. We're gonna, you guys can see us in YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. This is your podcast Global Crew, and remember, if you do things with love, love is gonna spread around the world. Bless God.
Amen.
I love you. Amen. I love you guys. Say goodbye. Bye.
Sayonara, chicos.
Esto es una producción de Upres Media UPAEP.